She floats over. And as a familiar, you can perceive through her eyes, and hear through her ears. So yeah. So Arlen, you join the Gob Father. And back into character. Here we go. Godfather talks to Arlen.
It's okay. I welcome the company. Tell me, my friend, you appear to be a new member of our community. Did you arrive here recently?
He's like prodding you for more information about your origin.
I'm just gonna be pretty honest with them and tell him, we just got here with the train and had a bit of a run-in with the space pirates, so that he knows that I'm capable.
I suspected as much. You, the talk of the town already, must be tired of hearing that, I imagine.
Yeah, that's why we came to the inn.
Hey.
We're so tired of hearing it.
Hey, what's a free room and board for a little bit of pestering, am I right? I bet
It's
you,
a pretty good deal.
bet you our mistress was quite nice to you. Must be nice. Arlen, allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste, and these are my men, also of wealth and taste, but less so wealth. You may call me the Gob Father. This is my crew, Grick and Vibbo. Introduce yourselves, boys.
And Grick goes,
Sup?
and Bilbo goes, what's up?
Please, my new friend, have a seat. Would you like some pizza? Perhaps a bit of alcohol to calm your nerves.
Okay, Ray, you can definitely
I'll
hear
be
this. Yeah.
I just ate just now, but I'll definitely have a drink with you, Mr. Father.
Please, I insist.
He's a bit like an Italian mother where he's like, no, you don't take no for an answer. Please eat.
Please,
Yeah,
I
cool.
insist.
Get him a plate of spaghetti.
Yeah, get a little bit of spaghetti up in here, huh? Gabagoo. Anyway, I'm glad that you've so foolishly decided to eavesdrop upon us. Forgive any sort of, trepidation I might have caused you. You see, I was looking forward to meeting you and your crew, as I understand that there were 4 members of this heroic group of yours. May I inquire as to the location of which these other party members exist?
I just kind of raise my hands and gesture around vaguely, like everybody's just kind of getting situated in here, but I'm sure they're around.
Of course. Well, I would hope that you relay any important information that you receive here to them. Groups often are stronger when they are together, a fact of which I was so painfully informed earlier in my youth. Now, yes.
What information would you like for me to relay to them?
Oh.
Do you have some type of proposition for me?
Well, for one, I would like you to relay my personal thanks for dispatching that awful person, Velquin. You see, he was quite a detriment to my beloved community. And I would like to extend my thank yous to you and your group, first of all. And second, if you are in the ways of being ever so more helpful, perhaps I could interest you in a bit of a proposition, if you will.
I'm interested in that. I'm also curious about, everybody seemed to hate Velquin, which he was definitely an asshole, but what was he doing to the people of Phalite? Was he
most certainly
pirating them and stealing from them?
Oh, most certainly. Not only that, he was a frequent cruel murderer, killing for pleasure, stealing from those who ought not be stolen from, myself included, as well as just being a general nuisance. Why, somehow...
Was he from here?
I believe so. At least, he had, if I recall correctly, he had ventured here somewhat, perhaps 2, if not 2.5 decades ago. a frequent member of this here establishment. But this was before my time, you understand. But yes, he was from here. Before that, I couldn't say. But I tell you, he turned his back on the community that raised him so well rather quickly upon receiving new power. You understand? He acquired some sort of item that caused him, our community, great distress, if you understand.
Yeah, he seemed quite distressing.
No, indeed.
He summoned a tentacle monster
Ye-
somehow.
Indeed, I had no idea his power had grown so heavy. You're lucky to have gotten out alive.
Silas, insight check. Okay, what are you trying to determine?
You cut out.
I did. What are you trying
What were
to? Yeah, what are you trying to learn?
If the item he's talking about is the orb that I picked up.
You suspect it is. It's not the first time that you've heard, like, it seems to be like a one-to-one, people referencing that he was kind of a regular bad guy, like a typical bandit. Somebody just robs, like, crossroads and shit. But then, a shift occurred when he gained access to magical powers. And you could determine that that's a pretty frequent thing that people mentioned, was like, he was bad enough, but when he got this ability to teleport, he just became unstoppable and a monster, like even more of a monster. Typical getting drunk with power. But yes, you suspect that it is the nether orb that the Gob Father, and as well as Sasha and Tara, are referring to.
Noted.
Yeah.
Now,
So I'm interested in this proposition that you have.
of course. So, I imagine you paid our esteemed mayor a visit. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we were there.
Quite the character, isn't he?
Vivo kind of giggles a little bit.
And yeah, I'm kind of chuckling while I'm like, you could say that.
Tell me, can you give me your honest opinion on the man before I continue?
He seemed like kind of a dick.
Indeed. An accurate assessment. You see, he is responsible for the corporate influence in my beloved town of Phalite. I've been here most of my life. You understand? I don't agree that his influence keeps the peace. I believe he deters from it. You understand? But that is neither here nor there. We are not here to engage in threats against the powers that be. Only in ones that are threats, actual threats to our community. You understand? The corporate influence in this town has grown too high, and I believe the closure of the mines could potentially be a good thing. Have you ventured over to the Cobble Corp headquarters by any chance? Or made any sort of contact with any member of this corporation? If I may so inquire.
We haven't, but I am going to be honest with them and say that the mayor asked us to help get the mines reopened.
That's good.
And I'd like to have both sides of the story before I do anything, so I want to hear him out.
Both sides can be difficult to acquire. I will tell you simply the truth. Cobble Corp is a bane upon our town and a bane upon our community. They seek to exploit us. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. From my perspective, they are a cancer that must be cut out. You understand? Now, I would never suggest that you do something nefarious with your power, but sometimes things must be done. You understand? If you so happen to exchange an in-person meeting with the head representative of Cobble Corp located in Phalite, I would ask you a simple, gruesome favor. Do you wish to inquire more? Or has this conversation concluded?
I think I see what your meaning is, and I think that I can
Good.
get a face-to-face meeting with the head of Cobblecore.
Wonderful news from a wonderful new friend. See, Vibo, this is how you conduct business between adults, between professionals. I thank you. My new friend, can I get your name? You deserve such respect.
You can call me Arlen.
Arlen, my new friend, my new wonderful friend. If you were to achieve such a meeting, I would ask a favor. You may choose to eliminate him by any means necessary, or if you do not wish to soil your lovely hands with blood, simply threaten him to the point where he will insist upon Cobblecorp's evacuation from my beloved Phalite. Now, as with many of these corporate dickhead types, they may be incredibly susceptible to intimidation. Alas, folks like me, Grick, and Vibo, as well as other members of my crew, are barred from entry, and they will sick their robotic hounds upon us soon as we step into the premises. As you can see, this is why we have not taken it upon ourselves to rid our town of them sooner. But you could get in. Easy peasy, no problem. Past their little hounds of hell. Ooh, that's bad. That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
And,
Oh, right. With the
that's
16, with the 16, you can zero in on there, so you don't have to. You can hear this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would ask a simple favor. Ouch, Silas. Doesn't matter what it is. You can't tell. Where the fuck was I?
Wait. I'm using my yarn dog.
Ah, nice. Okay. Use a charge. You succeed instead. What are you trying to
I want to know
insight?
if his intentions are actually as he says they are.
He believes what he's saying with 100% clarity. He is worried. Honestly, since it's a fucking you used your patron ability, this insight you gain enough to understand that he might be underselling the security a little bit. Like he seemed to like it's fucking bad. It's like you can tell that he's like actually worried about it. And he's worried about Arlen. While a cold, exterior, you sense actual compassion. Something you did not read from Kraza. But he actually gives a fuck. But he understands an opportunity when he sees it when talking to Arlen. So yes, he's being truthful.
Now, where was I? Yes, you do not have to kill him. It is not. A death will not be incumbent upon your reward. But if you were to intimidate him enough to exorcise this cancer from my town, I would consider it a personal favor and an invitation to a life.
To leave by any means.
Precisely. Now, I will not complain too badly if you were to somehow permanently eliminate this threat. But I will mention that the residents of the Cobblecorp facilities, as well as any sort of influence they might have off this asteroid, I understand they have a large presence in Yulion, one of the moons of Juniper. There may potentially be repercussions for this act, of which I am more than inclined to assist you with, be it finding locations with which to hide out, or backup in case they send their corporate hired assassins upon you. Please understand, this is a very real possibility should this favor result in the untimely yet deserved demise of the head of the Cobblecorp facilities. Yes.
Do you know anything about whatever is causing the mines to be shut down? Is there some type of creature in the mines that was killing people?
Of that, there is no doubt. They discovered something upon their,
Fuck. What's another word for like pirating? Like what's a synonym for theft?
Plundering.
Plundering. That's the word I was looking for.
Upon their plundering of our town's resources, they seem to have discovered something they had not intended to discover. The nature of this is unknown. Unfortunately, we do know it is incredibly deadly, even for a pack of highly trained professionals such as yourself. I'll recommend caution if you decide to try and get the mines back up and running. Last time there was someone who ventured. Go on, please. I don't mind.
It seems like if we confront whatever's in there, that will give us a meeting with this executive.
Indeed, that would certainly guarantee it, I imagine. But if you don't wish to attempt this yet, you may be able to get a one-on-one audience if you are able to communicate with them somehow, through technological means or otherwise. My personal favorite, you know you didn't ask, but my personal favorite is using magic to communicate with them, only not informing them that you are just a regular person using magic. Sometimes I like to convince people that I am a ghost haunting them. It has happened once or twice, but if you keep doing it to the same person, they're probably not going to fall for it. And I've done it to him several times, so he might not fall for it. But I will say,
pretend to be a ghost.
yeah, I would advise against that, seeing as I have already spoiled that option for you. However, I will admit that it is definitely worth it. In any event,
Well,
yes,
Mr. Father, I'm definitely interested in this, but I
please.
I need to
You may call me Gob.
brainstorm how to Mr. Gob. I need to talk to my associates and see how we would approach this.
Of course.
I'm interested.
Of course, that is wonderful news. Arlen, regardless of your choice, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you here.
And he, digitally sends you another HoloWatch number.
If at any point you wish to further discuss any sort of favors that I may be able to do for you, or that you may be able to do for me for monetary benefit, feel free to ring me up. I may sometimes be busy and Grick might answer the phone. He's not a very charismatic bugbear, but he is direct nonetheless. I hope you have a pleasant evening and enjoy your stay at the delightful Dashing Deva.
Hell yeah. I kind of squeeze past Grix and give him a weird, awkward handshake.
Oh yeah, of course.
doesn't
Yeah,
move
and he
at
does
all.
like
He's just like
yeah,
squaring up in front
oh
of him.
no, Grick kind of shoves his chair a little bit, but he's sucking in his gut. He's like, all right, and then Gob does like a double handshake, like
it's been an absolute pleasure, and he does like a very Godfather sort of moving, like, all right, now back to our business at hand.
I get another drink off the table before I start wandering off.
Yeah, and then as you leave, you can see the Gob Father activate something underneath the table. And then all of a sudden, any sound that was happening, any sort of discussion, is completely muted. But yeah, otherwise,
I mean, if they want to talk first, they can talk first. Otherwise, I can listen in on what they're doing.
Okay. Well, it goes a little something like this.
All right, now that business is concluded, I'm glad he came over, but holy shit, I really wish he wasn't eavesdropping like that. Probably should remember to keep this thing on. Bibbo, why don't you remind me to keep this thing on?
Bill was like,
I'm sorry, boss. I'm stupid. You know I'm stupid. It's like, don't talk down to your stuff. You're a beautiful, beautiful goblin. Don't you ever forget it. Grick goes like, yeah. You're an ugly motherfucker, and don't you ever forget neither. Now, well, it appears that the business is concluded because now we have our own little private assassin. Or at least, hopefully.
do you think he's gonna do it, boss?
I certainly hope so. In any event, their presence can be nothing but beneficial to the community.
Any other things do you think they could talk about? Do you think they could research? Do you think they could do the thing that's downstairs?
Downstairs? Oh, you mean those noises? That shit, yeah, we should probably... Well, this is Turk's joint. We don't have to meddle in anybody's affairs. We allow her to do the dirty work for them. Otherwise, we're starting to get in other people's business, and it's a little weird. Yeah, we'll do things if they ask us. We won't do things that they don't. You understand, Grick?
Yeah, boss. Okay.
That's gonna be his voice from now on. And the conversation goes a little bit like that.